Wait till he get a belt.
Yeah.
He ain't did nothing in the welterweight today.
You
When
have
he get
did
a belt,
nothing.
when he
You
get a
have
belt,
did
you want to
You
go
have
over
did
there. Keith Thurman want to go over there, and now y'all want to say, "Oh, I ain't fought nobody," but I got a belt now, so why?
Okay. Sean Porter got a belt too.
So now
Sean Porter got a belt too. Sean Porter. So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter out? So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter out?
So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter out? So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter out?
Who mans is this? Get him the fuck out of here.
So what do I do, YouTube? It's your boy King David in this thing, and I'm back at y'all again with another video.
I know that.
So before I get going with the video, man, y'all know what to do. Go ahead, hit the like button, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe one time for your boy, so we can continue to grow like we need to grow on this channel. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir. Alright, so with all that out the window, man, y'all see what the title of the video is? The reason sign the contract is the dumbest thing you could possibly say. You know what I mean?
Who mans is this? Get him the fuck out of here.
Alright, so let me give y'all a little bit of backstory on this, right? So, as y'all know, right now, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence right now are heavy in negotiations. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we know that they're heavy in negotiations because, you know, we know Errol Spence wants to fight Terrence Crawford. We know Terrence Crawford wants to fight Errol Spence. We know there's been some back and forth between the two. We even know that Floyd Mayweather said stuff like this.
Just because the guy, and you know, I love ESPN, but the ESPN, just because they got boxing writers and they're paying these guys, doesn't mean they're right.
Indicating that negotiations were still taking place behind the scenes. So, as far as we know, the two are negotiating heavily at this very moment, right? Now, with all that being said, a lot of YouTubers and a lot of dudes who quote unquote provide sources seem to always be pushing out these reports, these so-called reports in regards to the negotiation between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, right? Just to name a few of them. I've heard one motherfucker say that Terrence Crawford is requesting $20 million, right? I've heard another motherfucker say that Terrence Crawford wants a rematch clause, right? Right? I've heard another motherfucker say the fight is being stalled out because, and this is the favorite, right? This is the one you hear the most often. Terrence Crawford needs to sign the contract, right? These are the kind of things that your boy is hearing out here on these boxing streets constantly, right?
Oh, look at this guy.
Of course, there's nothing to corroborate any of this information that's coming out, but nevertheless, these are the reports that are being pushed out there in the boxing highways and byways. But what makes it worse, right? Much worse than these reports, much worse than these false information or whatever put out in the boxing highways and byways. What makes it worse is all the Errol Spence fan and fanboys who actually run with this information like it's law, like it's fact, right? Like, y'all niggas really run away with this shit like it's the truth. Like you legitimately got this shit from Errol Spence himself. Like you legitimately got this shit from Terrence Crawford himself, right?
I know that.
Like you're in the negotiating room, right? And you know that Errol Spence provided the contract to Terrence Crawford, and the only thing holding up the fight is Terrence Crawford signing the contract. Like you niggas really speak from some sort of diluted experience. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Got him!
You know, and everybody knows that none of you niggas are in the negotiation room. So how is it that you niggas can be so confident that it's up to Bud in order to quote unquote sign the contract? I'm just trying to figure it out.
Remember, just because the guy, and you know, I love ESPN, but the ESPN, just because they got boxing writers and they're paying these guys, doesn't mean they're right.
Nevertheless, I digress because I'm about to give you 3 reasons why signing a contract is the dumbest thing that you could possibly say. Alright, so without further ado, let's go on and get into it. So reason number 1, when you're negotiating something between 2 or more parties and you have a bunch of terms, what you send out is a term sheet, okay? A term sheet. Something that lists out what the terms are for the contract, okay? This is something that is discussed and pushed back and forth between 2 or more parties involved in the negotiation of the contract, right?
I know that.
Before you can have a contract, you have to first agree to terms, right? And all these little reports I hear about Bud signing the contract, but I've yet to hear a single report in regards to Bud and Errol agreeing to terms, because that has to be done prior to any contract being signed, right?
Got him!
I mean, you don't just send the contract. You don't hire an attorney or a team of attorneys to draw up a long, lengthy, detailed contract in regards to a fight that the other party does not agree on. You know what I mean? So you niggas sound foolish for saying that. First and foremost, point number 1. You know what I mean? And again, fam, we're all assuming that something was sent, even a term sheet. We're all assuming that this was sent, right? None of us actually have any proof or any knowledge of anything being sent. Why? Because we're not there in the room. Why? Because we can't see it. Why? Because we can't read it, right? So we're all making this assumption. But nevertheless, that's not my reason, right? My reason is, or number 2 why it's ridiculous to say sign a contract, right, is even if something was sent, even if there was a contract, how do you know it ain't the jankiest contract ever? How do you know it ain't a contract that says I owe your soul, I own your soul upon the completion of this contract? How do we know it ain't some slave contract? You know what I mean? How you gonna tell another man to sign a contract that you don't even know what's on it?
Who mans is this? Get him the fuck out of here.
Would you sign a contract that you don't know what? Would you sign a contract that you didn't agree with? Would you sign any contract? Because if you would, I got a contract for you to sign right here and now, goddamn.
Oh, look at this guy.
You talk all this shit about Bud signing the contract, but you got no goddamn idea as to what's on the actual motherfucking contract. I'm not gonna sit down and tell another man to sign a contract that I don't know what's on it. It may be some shit that's not beneficial for him. It may be some shit that he don't like. It may be some shit that is not worth his time. Because if it was worth his time, I'm sure he would have no problems signing the contract. Considering everything that Bud Crawford has gone through over the last 2 to 4 years when it comes to Errol Spence Jr.
Wait till he get a belt.
Yeah.
He ain't did nothing in the welterweight today.
You
When he
haven't
get
did
a belt,
nothing.
when he
You
get a
haven't
belt,
did
you want to
You
go
haven't
over
did
there. Keith Thurman want to go over there, and now y'all want to say, "Oh, I ain't fought nobody," but I got a belt now, so
Okay.
why?
Okay. Sean Porter got a belt too.
Also, so now
Sean
this-
Porter got a belt
now-
too. Sean Porter. So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter? So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter?
So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter? So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter?
Who mans is this? Get him the fuck out of here.
So the fact that he doesn't want to sign a contract must mean that there's an issue with the said contract in question. You know what I mean? So that's the second thing, man. That just makes y'all sound foolish when you say sign the contract, right?
Bitch ass motherfucker.
And the third and final reason why you niggas sound foolish for saying shit like sign the contract is, do y'all understand that we've been waiting 4 years for Errol Spence to gather up the courage, gather up the belts, take the easy route?
So why am I go to easy road and you not shot put out? So why am I go to easy road and you not shot put out?
So why am I go to easy road and you not shot put out? So why am I go to easy road and you not shot put out?
We've been waiting for Errol to grow the necessary balls required in order to get in the ring with a Terrence Bud Crawford. We've been waiting 4 years. Even if Terrence Crawford was holding off on signing a contract that he agreed with, even if Terrence Crawford was the reason why there's a holdup, or is the reason why there's a holdup in the fight, even if it's all on Terrence Crawford at this particular point in time, what gives you or anybody else the right to criticize Terrence Crawford for not hurrying up and signing a contract when a nigga had to wait 3 and 4 years on Errol Spence to gather the balls necessary in order to even start the negotiation process?
Bitch ass motherfucker.
What gives you niggas the right? What gives you guys the unmitigated gall to even take it there? Terrence Crawford had to wait for the easy route. He had to wait for the side of the street to open. All these little punk ass hurdles. All these little things that, according to a lot of Errol Spence fans, were the reason why the fight couldn't happen. So you mean to tell me that after all that waiting that Bud had to do, when Earl's ready to make the fight happen, Bud is supposed to just hop and skip to it? Is that what's supposed to happen? Because if you believe that's what's supposed to happen, clearly you got life fucked up. You know what I mean? Clearly. You know what I mean? But those are the three, man. Those are the three right there, man. That y'all sound foolish, you sound stupid, you sound ignorant for saying shit like Bud need to sign the contract. Those are the reasons why. You know what I mean? But let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. And everybody, and I do mean everybody, be sure to hit that goddamn like button. But until next time, I'ma holla at y'all. Peace.
Like I said before, so many things that I can really talk about that I'm not going to talk about. Remember, just because the guy, and you know, I love ESPN, but the ESPN, just because they got boxing writers and they're paying these guys, doesn't mean they're right.
Who's best welterweight in the world? Respectfully.